Hi, my name is Ricardo Sullivan. I am an entrepreneur, a manager, and an event coordinator. And today I am going to chat with you from that capacity of an event coordinator on how to create an event budget. Why, or even who, rather, first, who needs an events budget? We are now looking at events coordinator, as the name would suggest. We're looking at anybody who is maybe employed in some capacity where their job may require them to host a small little bash, a birthday bash, you're doing a birthday lime, any simple thing like that that is somewhat project based. An event budget, the know-how how to create an event budget could add some great value in that regard. An event budget is a planning tool. It could tell you the feasibility, it could give you an idea of the feasibility of your event, whether it makes sense at all to even do the event, if the event could forecast a loss or a profit, and how it is you can use it to set targets and reach your goals. And in using it in a efficient way, it can be an extremely good planning tool, as well as a tool that could really help you as an active component during the execution of your events. Yeah. So today what we'll do is we would get an idea of how to do it. We'll work with a sample, I should say, a little small template. We would be able to identify how it is to see goals, how it is we should treat with our goals, identifying our goals, what is an easy way to, what is our break even, as a matter of fact, how it is it could be calculated, and we could have a small idea of what a dynamic budget is about. But we will not be going into that so forth right now today. So in a basic approach, I've created a small template with a minimal amount of fields to make it simple, as I suggested, where we have income, expenses. As you could recognize, I would have separated the expenses between fixed expenses and variable expenses, and that is very, very important. Yeah. So as we start the DD planning, let's just crunch some numbers inside here at the moment and some ideas. So, assuming we are going to host an event named Excel Fundamentals on February 1, this is our title, our draft budget. So we're expecting one type of participant. So we're just gonna name it very simple, participants. And we are estimating, these are estimates, it's a bit of a forecast. We are saying, for my event, I anticipate 40 persons will attend. I have a network of 40 people that are interested, and I want to charge $200 for this event. A simple calculation here. It was already preloaded. So 40 by 200 would give us 8,000. Our total income would be 8,000 here. So we want to do this event in person. So we need to have a venue where we're going to invite persons to have like a practical workshop. So our venue costs, just one venue, and the overall cost, let's say our overall cost is $1,000, $2,000. Yeah. What is another fixed expense? Another fixed expense could be what? Let's say we are hiring a decorator and paying them $200. Yeah. So we could now identify that our total fixed expenses are $2,200. Our variable expenses, the persons are here, we may need to feed them. So let's say food, we're anticipating 40 persons, so we need to feed all 40. Plus ourselves and maybe our other staff. So let's put this at 45 persons. And the food, let's say maybe $40 for food. And materials. Let's maintain, to make it simple, let's maintain everything at 40. You're not feeding yourself as part of your budget. So our materials, let's say that's $10. So we now recognize that our total variable expenses is $2,000, total expenses $4,200. We can see very clear from this simple budget that if it is we host an event with 40 people coming in at $200, we will make a $3,800 profit, right? But this is very, very basic. So we would now want him to say, what if I don't get 40 persons? What if I get half of that? Am I losing money? Let's hide some fields here. So we want to identify what is the break even. What we never identified from the very get-go. Why are we doing this event? Is it that we want to make a goal? What is the financial goal? Maybe I need to pay some tuition fee. So this is why I'm hosting the event in the first place. We never established that, and we never established what is the target we need to make to meet that. So assuming our target is $6,000, we're trying to make $6,000. As we could clearly see, we have not made our $6,000. Yeah. So how do we deal with this? Let's delete this column, get these things closer. We identify our break even. So to calculate our break even, it's very simple. It's our fixed expenses divided by our contribution margin. Our contribution margin is our unit price divided minus our total variable cost per unit, right? So let's plug in this calculation here and we can determine what it is we would need. So our total fixed cost, which is this number, we are dividing this by our contribution margin, which as we said is our unit price, less the total variable cost per unit, right? So this gives us 14.666. So if 15 persons, round it upward, if 15 persons would have attended this event, we would break even, meaning that we would make no money. We would make no money. But so we know, here's what we are hosting this event at 15 persons. It's a safe bet. I'm almost certain I can get 40 persons, but at safe bet. But the 40 persons still is not meeting my target. So we check our fixed goal. The fixed goal is very simple to achieve. It is similar to finding the break even. Only thing is you're adding your goal to the fixed expenses. Let's put this in brackets to avoid conflicts. So we're dividing that this minus this. So as we can see now, to meet our goal, we need a total of 55 persons attending, but we are sure that 40 people will attend. So our target right now, this is not a feasible plan to achieving our goal. It's what it is we would either have to do. So we may have to increase our price, and you can now realize if we increase our price by $50, our target is just one away. So we would make the $6,000, we'd have a smaller break even, and now we try to cut costs. So instead of us paying $40 for a meal, we look to try to pay $37.50. And this is how an event budget is done to make it how you can use it as a planning tool. Because in the very get-go, our initial plan was to charge $200 a ticket and pay $40 for food. We can now cut this cost for this decorator, and our break-even drops. And this is how you would work. So in a more dynamic budget, definitely they would have more things, more options to select from, and more ways whereby you can adjust it accordingly. Let's say this was an in-person event. So we did say this is an in-person event. What if it is you wanted to do it online? You did it on. If you want to do it online, there's nobody to cater for. There is no venue to pay for. Your break even now becomes zero. Anything you make, mean that you're earning 100% profit doing the same event online. Your target now becomes 25. So by doing 4,000, by doing 40 persons at 200, you are meeting your target and surpassing it. And this is how these things are. But though I made that adjustment regarding a difference in your planning, we must be mindful and to pay attention that by you changing your venue or changing the event from in person to online, you would incur additional costs, because whereby you don't have to pay for a venue anymore, you may have to pay for online streaming software or some subscription based something. But as you could see, as you go through the budget, all of these things become very, very apparent. So what it is we have done here is created a simple Excel version of a budget of something that you could work with and help you with the planning of your events. There are other tools you can find online that could make this process simple. However, Skillfinder is actually working on a prototype at the moment that could streamline all of this data and create even a more dynamic budget for you. All at no cost, of course. We all love that. And if ever you require any assistance in doing events, we're always very much welcome to assist and offer a lending hand. Yeah. So this is it, how it is to create a general budget. This is how it is to create a basic budget. This is the idea and the concept behind it, how it is to determine your break-even point, how it is your goals are important to be determined, and how to work to achieving, how it is as you go along with the planning process, rather, how it is it could add value, and how it is you could know from every step of the way who is the correct caterer to choose, which is the proper venue to choose. Am I charging too much? Am I charging too little? What value am I being offered? Your budget assists with all of these questions. Yeah. So with that, I thank you for listening. Thank you for participating and supporting the channel. Take care.